Hello, I hope everybody's really well. I've loved receiving all your emails and hearing how you're doing with your superhero writing, and that some people are drawing pictures. I've really enjoyed drawing since we've been away from each other, so I'm going to try and have a go at doing some drawing linked to our writing. It might have to be a comic book strip. I'm really enjoying those at the moment, and I'll show you how I get on. Today I'm going to make this super duper quick, as I possibly can. We're on to editing, okay? So, step 3. We are going to edit and improve our piece of writing. So, I've done my writing. It's going to be up on the website on our class page. Well, our class part of the COVID home learning page. And you can have a look at mine and see if you'd like to edit and improve that, or just read through it and see whether I have met our learning question. Did I do all of those things that we talked about yesterday? Okay, I've tried to. You can check and see what you think. So today we're going to be editing and improving our writing. We're going to be using Tom Palmer, who is a published author, written many books, award-winning author I should say. I will put up the link to his editing and improving clip on his website. Children's author, clip produced for children. I've used it lots and lots of times in Key Stage 2 writing. It's brilliant. If you want to have another look, just to remind yourself, because we're using Tom's technique today, then have a look. So, while you're editing and improving, go back to that idea of thinking of your intent, okay? Start with what you want to get from your writing, what you want your reader to get from your writing, okay? So, I've put, what are you trying to tell or show your reader, okay? So, mine, I'm really trying to get through to my reader that this was just an ordinary day. It was just an ordinary day. Nothing was very exciting was happening. She was on her way home from school. She's just an ordinary girl at school, and then this accident happens that's going to make her extraordinary. So I wanted it to be quite bumbling along, and then this dramatic thing happens. Also want it to be quite confusing, because she's not really sure she's got any superpowers at first. She's a bit confused, okay? Taking a lot of my ideas from Spider-Man, a lot of his feelings of what's going on here, how did this happen, I'm not quite sure where, why, how, I feel a bit odd, I feel a bit strange, sort of feelings. So that's where I'm coming from as an author. So have a really good think about that first. And we're also going to use this to help us. So we're going to think about, can we add anything? Can we take anything away? And do we want to replace anything? Okay, that's Tom's way of editing and improving. You also need to just check, which I'm sure you have, spelling, punctuation, all those little bits and pieces that were in our step yesterday. Okay, so I'm going to read you mine, and I've selected just 2 pieces of my writing that I'm not happy with. Okay, now I did it exactly like Tom. I did a quick write, so I wrote it down really quickly, tried not to think about it, just got it down, didn't really do any editing or improving as I went, and then I'm going to reflect back on it now. Okay, so here we go. And I still haven't given away many clues as to what's happening with my superhero. Okay. It had been a long day. The summer holidays were nearly here. School days felt long, dragging and hot. Thoughts of lions, no homework, and empty days that stretched on forever filled Cordy's head, although she was sure her parents would find ways to fill her days for her. Cordy liked to sit in the middle of the bus by the window because it was a great place to watch the world go by. After a while she began to feel sleepy. as it was a warm day and it had been a long day. She gently rested her head against the glass, expecting it to feel cool. It didn't, but the rumble of the bus was soothing, and soon she found herself drowsy and almost asleep. Cordy was never sure how long she had been resting, since everything was a blur. All she remembered was a screech, a jolt, a bang, a grinding shudder, and then an enormous splintering sound, as if 100 mirrors were suddenly shattering. Although she was fairly certain that she heard a zapping sound rebounding in the background. But was that inside her head, or part of the accident? She really couldn't tell. It all felt very confusing and frustrating. So, here's mine. I've done 2 paragraphs because I felt that was... This bit is Cordy on the bus on the way home from school, and this is her reflecting on the accident, so I wanted 2 paragraphs. Okay, and I could have carried this one on a little bit more, but I decided to stop there. So, I've now got to add, take away, replace, and read aloud. Reading aloud is another one of our writing steps. Okay. Another one of Key Stage 2 writing steps is that you can read your reading aloud, and that you can perform it with expression and help your listeners, your readers, to understand through your voice what's going on, and about being loud and clear. So again, another one of our steps on squeezing loads in, making your work really hard, squeezing them all in, Hercules. So these are some of the bits that I picked. So I picked school days felt long, dragging and hot. Okay, so I wasn't really sure about this one. I think I want to reorder the whole sentence actually. I think just doesn't, I want you to feel like, oh, I just want it to be the holidays. I've had enough now. I'm tired and it's hot and it's just, oh, we're nearly there, but we're not nearly there. She's just, oh, again, ordinary, just an ordinary day. Nothing impressive is happening until she turns into a superhero. So I think I want to do something here. What do I want to do? Do I want to add, replace, or take away? School days felt long, dragging and hot. Right. Okay. Okay, I'm going to rub it all out and have another go. Okay, I've got my copy here in case I need to reflect back on what I've written. Okay. I'm going to add something. School days, this, close to the holidays, dragged. They were hot and I've used long a lot. Lengthy, never ending. Let's put never ending. Okay, so I've kind of totally reordered that sentence, haven't I? Totally reordered that one. I have taken things away and I have replaced things, and I've added quite a lot because I've reordered it. So we've gone from school days felt long, dragging and hot to school days this close to the holidays, dragged. They were hot and never ending. I like it even more now. Yeah, definitely. That's an improvement for me. I'm happy with that. Remember, as an author, you're the only person who can improve your writing. Anybody can edit. That's what some of marking is. Okay, looking for spelling and punctuation, that kind of thing. That's editing. Improving is making your writing say what you want it to say. And if I haven't written it, then I don't know what you want to say. Okay, right, next one. Okay, so this is from my second paragraph. So this is Cordy. I've kind of flitted to Cordy in hospital now. It's talking in the past. She's in the hospital now. She's woken up and she's really, she's remembering what's happened to her. She's just about to experience her first superpower. Okay. Her superpower is electricity. She can absorb electricity. She can fire electricity. She's kind of an electric girl, if you like. She can do lots of cool things. Right, so I've got Cordy was never sure how long she'd been resting since everything was a blur. So she's thinking she's never sure how long she was asleep or kind of had her eyes closed when the accident happened, because she likes to watch things. We know she likes to watch things out of the window, but this time she hasn't. She didn't know the accident was happening. Right. Okay, again, I want to replace some things. I'm going to replace first. Right, so Cordy could never be sure how long she had lots of reading back to yourself, lots of reading aloud, because remember yesterday I read it aloud and I didn't like it. Lots of reading aloud, it will really help. Read it to somebody as well. Get somebody to read it. That's another good thing to do. Cordy could never be sure how long she had. I don't like resting, but she wasn't. Was she asleep? Dozing? Have I used dozing? I used drowsy, didn't I? Let's change that. Let's replace that for dozing. Okay, let's think about my phonics then. Dozing. Cordy could never be sure how long she'd been dozing. Since everything was a blur. Okay, so I wanted to get my lovely conjunction in there. Cordy could never be sure how long she was dozing. It's this last bit I don't like. Since everything Cordy could never be sure how long she'd been dozing. Since everything before waking up in the hospital was now a blur. So I think I've made that a bit clearer, because I don't know whether you realise she was in hospital. I think I've made that a little bit clearer now. So I've gone from Cordy was never sure how long she'd been resting since everything was a blur. So I've now changed it to Cordy could never be sure how long she'd been dozing since everything before waking up in the hospital was now a blur. I'd still like to work on that bit, I think, but that's up to me to do because I'm the author. Okay, so your job for today is take your piece of writing, your origin story, and I'd like you to edit it. This will be on the website. The link to Tom's editing video that we use a lot in class will also be on there. Okay, and have a go and see what you think. I'm going to have a go at doing some illustrations and things, and our next piece of writing is going to be again using some of our things that we've learnt in class, that we've done together, that we've already put into some of our amazing writing. We're going to be looking at speech tomorrow, and we're going to be writing a piece about where your superhero is actually going to use their power. Okay, maybe it's saving somebody, maybe it's fighting the villain, maybe it's by accident, and maybe they still haven't got things under control yet. Up to you. Have a go at editing. Stay safe. See you in the next one.